Let's talk about the big talking news going into this game, Harry Kane. Would you start him? If he's 100% fit, do you start him if you're Mauricio Pochettino?
If he's 100% fit, I would start him. But I don't think he is. You know, when Pochettino said a few days ago that he'd only just joined them full time, that worried me. That's not enough time to test out his ankle properly. So I've kind of gone from, initially I was saying play him regardless, to I think you keep him. You've got Lucas Moura and Son, who are absolutely flying. So, you know, it's not a bad second guess.
Boys, what do you think?
It is the big talking point, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and also the fact, how's he coping with watching YouTube in Spanish? That's the other talking point.
Don't they have subtitles?
Because you know he's watching it out there. He's just not getting the lingo. Look, I said a few weeks ago, or whatever it was, when Tottenham got to the final, that it's not quite as simple as, Harry Kane's available, Harry Kane plays, because only Pochettino can really see and make that decision. For the reason Stevie just talked about is one, he hasn't been back in training that long, and two, it's almost 2 months since he played a competitive game. Now, we all know as players, former players, you can train and train and train. It's a bit like pre-season, but when those games start for real, you're not up to speed. And we're talking about a Champions League final here, so Tottenham have coped admirably without him, with Son and Moura. And I just wonder if it's a scenario where Harry Kane is on the bench and he has to play a part off the bench purely because of his match sharpness.
Yeah, you just look at the fact that if you're Mauricio Pochettino, if you start Harry Kane, you know full well that you've already conditioned yourself to one substitution, and that is Harry Kane is not going to last the 90 minutes, at least not quality 90 minutes. And so therefore, you already tie yourself up that you're going to have to make that change. That's not a way to approach a final where you don't know exactly what's going to happen. And so if you're Harry Kane and you have given feedback to, say, the doctors and Pochettino, what are you going to tell them? You're going to tell you feel great, you want to play. Of course, you're the player. Pochettino and the medical staff have to have the bigger picture and understanding. You know what? How about we get 65 minutes out of Lucas Moura? How about we get them in a position where we're there or thereabouts in the game, and then we tell Harry Kane, go out there, give us the best 25 minutes you can give us, and see if you can get a game-winning goal for us or a game-tying goal, whatever the circumstance is. But you don't want to go into the game knowing full well that you're going to have to take the guy out even before the game starts.
Stevie, he's a striker. He says he's fine. He says he'll be desperate to play. Mauricio Pochettino is going to take that on board, isn't he?
You know, at the end of the day, Pochettino has to be strong and has to decide what's best for the team and not get involved in whether Harry Kane's a legend there already or not. It's about the team. And if he's going to do that and make it about the team, then I don't think he starts him. You know, Spurs can't afford to start a game possibly a man down. I mean, they just can't. They can't afford to get in a situation to be 2 or 3 down like they have done previously. Somehow, a miracle, they've got themselves out of it. You can't expect to do that against Liverpool.
Yet somehow, Stevie, on the Liverpool side of things, it's okay for Roberto Firmino. He only played as a sub, May the 1st, that 3-0 defeat to Barcelona, has barely played since then.
Yeah, but his injury is completely a different injury than Harry Kane's. You know, it's an injury that takes, 3 weeks? Harry Kane's is a serious problem. He's had it before, and so the Firmino injury is completely. It's just one of those injuries that you pick up that takes 2 or 3 weeks to get it done and dusted by staying off it, and he probably would have been fit before now had he not tried to play 20 minutes. So. Nah, not a problem. Firmino, absolutely 100% fit, and he, in my opinion, he will be match fit.
So you also look at what Tottenham did against Ajax, okay, and what it did against. I think Kane played against Man City, didn't he? I think
the first
leg. Yeah. But then you look at what Liverpool were able to do against Barcelona with 2 men down in their attacking position. So. It can be. It's not as if Tottenham don't have options. You know, obviously there's the Llorente option, which will definitely be only off the bench. But the way that Moura and Son have fit, and Tottenham have had a few knocks, I think most of them, including Harry Winks, should be okay. But I think you look at what they've done, and then you look at it and say, well, as Ali said, if you go onto the pitch with a guy who's one of the best in the business but isn't fully fit, and all of a sudden, you know, you'll quickly work out if you're Virgil van Dijk and whoever's partnering him, just how fit he is compared to the fact that, you know, a fully fit Mora and Son with that pace running in behind is a bigger headache for that Liverpool back four than a 60-70% fit Harry Kane. So it is a big decision for Pochettino. He'll be watching him in training. I would understand from the player's point of view absolutely why he wants to play, but if Pochettino thinks it's for the good of the team, that he doesn't, he comes off the bench, then that's good management.
Yeah, the decision that Pochettino has to make is 80% or whatever percentage he's up to now of Harry Kane, is that better than whatever else I have available? And the truth of the matter is that I don't think that that's the case. If Spurs are going to be successful in this game, they're going to have to defend well in the midfield. They're going to have to defend well in the defensive third. They're going to have to be solid. They're going to have to be tactically aware and disciplined. All of those things are not improved by Harry Kane's presence on the field. He gives them an option in the attack, an option that would be wonderful to have coming off the bench, where you can maximize however many minutes he can be on the field. The other scenario in which he starts, you're just trying to stretch him as long as you can. And I don't think that's ideal for Kane or Spurs.
For more, sign up now for ESPN+.